Yeah, had time to exhale now, and unfortunately when you do that, you're a little bit vulnerable from getting run down. So it's been not just a big couple of months, but a big 6 months really, because the preparation you put into the first half of the year, watching players, analysing the habits of their game, and then going through the emotional roller coaster of the State of Origin series, it certainly takes its toll. But yeah, what happened four nights ago was incredible. A testament to the players and the commitment that they had to each other, to the team, and to their state. And there's so many great storylines. I'm sure we'll get into them.
There's plenty of big calls. Obviously, Tom Dearden coming in did such a great job. I think Papa Lee and I think Tino through the middle. But I thought the biggest one was your centres. Some young blokes out there, and we spoke about how good our centres were. What did you see about their game? And, as no one knows Shibasaki really, and we know very little of Robert Toya. Give us an insight into what you made of their games.
Yeah, and New South Wales centres are genuine stars of our game, and they've got so much attack in them. But these two guys have got really good habits in them. Robert Toya is a young 20-year-old centre. I'll get to him. I'll talk about Gamut Shibasaki first, and we see some vision of him in the game. He's been a journeyman, played a few games for a few different clubs, spent a bit of time over in Japanese rugby, and this year in particular, he's really put a lot of focus into the work off the football. The defensive side of the game is a really important part of the game, and it's probably the main reason why these two centres are in the position they're in, playing for their state. And Gamut's done a great job over the off-season training trial to be in a Queensland State of Origin player. And young Robert Toya, he's a 20-year-old young man that's had 2 knee reconstructions. He's been through some adversity. He's built that resilience, but again, he's similar in the terms that he values the hard parts of the game. He's got talent, but it's those hard parts of the game when times get tough, and they sure get tough in Origin, you continue to turn up.
One that surprised me was Hemiso at fullback in front of Reece Walsh. Why? Why did you go Hemiso?
I just felt right now he's playing to a standard that deserves the opportunity. So it didn't take me long. We called the game when Kalen got injured.
When he got 4 tries?
Yeah, I was pretty clear before that weekend's game. Obviously, they both played well, both Reece and Hammer that weekend. But I went and analysed their games thoroughly.
What? When you say analysed,
how much was it Walsh's injury? Did that concern you?
No, not really. No, Reece wouldn't have been in the squad if I felt he was injured. He was the 18th man, and if we needed him, he would have been out there. But I just really felt that it was Hammer's time to play fullback. You just look at these plays here. Organising his defensive line. Saves a try here. Reece Robson burrows down. He holds him up. And then gets in position. The very next play. This is the very next play. 10 seconds later, last play of the set. Angus Crichton goes through, and he's there again. We talk about the fullback in the New South Wales team. He's probably the best at doing all that little stuff.
Was that natural? Did you do much work with him over the week and a half that you had with him?
Yeah, definitely. But also over the last 18 months, he's improved that part of the game immensely. So, they're the things that I analyse when I watch, players, apart from a whole heap of other stuff. But you've got to have that defensive play in your game if you're going to play at the highest level.
Billy, one of the storylines, or the biggest ones coming out of the match, was Cameron Munster and the devastating tragedy of losing his father. Some of the pictures after the match where you and Cameron shared this really special moment, here it is. And I think everyone across Australia, the millions watching at home, felt a part of that moment as well.
Yeah.
Can you talk us through how special your bond is with Cameron, and did you realise that rugby league was possible of creating such a bond and such emotion?
Yeah, it's gonna make me cry. Yeah, that it means a lot, and there's a few different things. Like firstly, I lost my father in January, and I know how it feels when you lose someone so close to you. So, there was that connection. The other thing, what a great way to honour your dad, and the connection that those two, Steve and Cameron, would have had through this footy team. As Cameron grew up, they would have sat down and watched this footy team together, and then they would have spent so many great moments. And the last moment of of Stephen's life with Cameron playing in this team would have been him as captain over in Perth and being man of the match. And like that's so special. And I'm sure there would have been a whole heap of connection from people that have lost loved ones that have been connected through this footy team. So not only did Cam honour his father through playing in this game and the way that he played, but also inspired people to think about their loved ones and the connection that they had with their loved ones through this football team. So I was really proud of him. He would have been proud of his own performance, and boy, didn't his teammates stand up for him.
He played a bit of a different role. In game 2, he ran a lot.
Yeah.
In game 3, he kicked a lot. He was very smart with his kicking game, and his end of sets were nearly perfect. He, if anything, plenty of times he had his runners down there challenging with kicks and put the back three of New South Wales under a heap of pressure. He sort of did it with his smarts, not his running game, which he normally does.
And you two know this better than anyone. When you're a half in a half pairing, it's a pairing, and it's a really selfless act to actually sit back and let your half shine, the other half shine. And when Tom Dearden was having the game that he was having, Cameron Munster, being that selfless leader he is in the footy team, he actually sat back and let him shine. So, like I said, you two know that part of the game better than anyone, and I felt he really did that, and that's a great testament to his maturity in that role.
When you embraced Cameron Munster there, what were you saying to him?
Yeah, look, I was just telling him how proud I was of him, how proud his dad would have been of him, and just showing him love, really. I actually spent yesterday with Cam and his family at home, and we watched the Melbourne Storm play together. And
how's he going?
No, he's going okay, but unfortunately, when you go through these situations, time and life doesn't stop. For you it does, but for everyone else it keeps rolling, and it's not gonna. It doesn't change now that the game's over. And he's still lost his dad, and he's still going to have to deal with that forever now. So, but he's going okay.